Hey everybody, it's Magic, and we got some multiplayer from the new game, Battlefield 3. It was brought to my attention, and I have to admit, I agree completely that I have this habit of rambling. I think it's something that plagues most commentators, but what I'm going to do, or at least try so much more to do, is tell you guys exactly what I'm going to say and get right to it. I'm going to talk about some of my first impressions playing Battlefield 3 online. I'm going to show you guys some of the footage from some of the different maps, and I'm also going to talk about what is similar and what is different from the beta, because that's what I think a lot of people are basing their opinions on when it comes to whether or not they should pick it up for themselves. So, first thing, this is maybe just new to me because I never really played Battlefield before ever. When you log into multiplayer, it's actually server based. You can actually select the server and select the map that is currently active on that server, and it's categorized in different regions. Being in Canada, it makes sense that I'm in the eastern US region, which is good because you're not going to get as many server issues perhaps. But yeah, it's a little different, a little unusual. I like how you can choose what level you want to start on. But what I started my day with was I was playing some Conquest, just to kind of make it different from the rush game mode that was in the beta. And basically, Conquest, there's like different areas on the map you need to control. If here come. Oh, excuse me. Take two? Nah, what's the point? Oopsies. Basically, there's different regions, kind of like Domination if you want to compare it to COD, and if you control those regions, if you control more than half, then the other team loses what they call tickets, so basically like lives. You have a finite amount of lives. Every time you respawn, your team loses an overall life. If you get down to 0, you lose. So basically, even if you're behind in points, if you can really make a push and capture more of these areas and have the majority of them, you can really balance it out pretty quick. It's kind of cool. But first impressions, it's awesome. I think it's amazing. Some of the maps are huge. Some of them are very expansive, where having like a Jeep or like some other kind of vehicle is almost a must. And others are small. There's a couple of more urban ones, Operation Metro being one of them, the one that was in the beta, and another one. I haven't quite learned the names yet, and I haven't even played all the maps, but it seems so far there's a pretty good balance in terms of map sizes and just making the gameplay a little bit different from game to game. All right, now let's talk about the beta. So the beta was Operation Metro. It was a rush gameplay, so basically it was kind of like you progressively push to different objectives. If you've played, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's pretty simple. It's kind of like a linear push game style. You go, you have so many lives to capture the areas. Once you do that, you move on. If you're repelled, the defenders win. And what was very prevalent in the beta was that Operation Metro level was very much force-on-force combat. It was perhaps a bit more narrow, so it was more like much more gunplay. What I've noticed, at least in this Conquest game variant, and it's definitely a lot different from the beta. I mean, first off, from the beta, the lag and a lot of the issues are gone, which is great, and also to be expected. You would have expected that after that kind of full-blown beta, they would have fixed those obvious issues, which, I mean, they had, and we knew that they did before the game even came out. But vehicles are so prevalent in the current version, whereas in Operation Metro, that rush gameplay in the beta, there was no vehicles. It was very much gun on gun. It was a smaller map, relatively speaking. And yeah, this really opens it up. Now, the biggest thing that I notice is lack of communication. I think that if you have a group of friends, ideally if you have an entire team of 12 that are all like, honestly, not even necessarily good, but coordinated, you would devastate, at least in Conquest. That's all I've really tried so far. They have helicopters that have 4 seats, 2 chain guns, actually might even be 5. You have the pilot, chain guns on the other side, 2 people just kind of sitting, hanging out. The Humvees are troop transports. Almost every vehicle can carry at least 2 people. It's really cool. The detail and everything. They have anti-air guns on the ground. They really did a good job balancing it, and it's really fun. It's very cool. The only negative side to it, though, is that sometimes the game, it really is a very big level sometimes. And the biggest issue I think some people will have is that if you're a COD player, you may be very used to doing the whole lone wolf run and gun thing. If you want to try and apply that in Battlefield, I mean, sure, you can go by yourself because it's so big that you can almost sneak around and creep up on people, but you might get like 5 kills the whole game doing that. The most effective way is to spawn with your squad, or to hop in a vehicle and give your squad support and try to capture those areas. So I mean, if you want to go do the whole lone gun thing, then not only are you not helping your team out, but you're not really getting that much action, so it may feel kind of dull. There's going to be a lot of running around, a lot of walking from point A to point B. Just, you know, in the odd time when you finally get somewhere, the second you pop your head out, you're sniped, or the jet came and blew you up. So something to consider. If you're a very much non-team player, think twice. But otherwise, this game has great team potential. The gameplay, the graphics, it's all pretty good in my opinion. So I definitely think it's worth the buy. I'm gonna go back and check out some more of the campaign. I'm kind of excited. But anyways, I'll cut it off at that. I'll have some short videos later on of, like, you know, specific things like Humvee footage, tank footage, etc. But anyways, guys, that's all for me for now. I suggest you go and buy this game if you have some extra cash. And until then, I will see you guys later. This has been Magic People, and I hope you have a great night.